National Football League brings us to Las Vegas, Nevada, where the memorial torch honoring legendary owner Al Davis has just been lit, and we are set for football at Allegiant Stadium. It is Week 16 in the NFL, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Washington Commanders taking on the Las Vegas Raiders. On the visitors' sideline, their head coach. His guys, losers a week ago, trying to turn things around here. And off we go from Las Vegas. And it's a pretty good return here as they'll get this up to the 29. So here comes the Raiders offense now onto the field. And trotting out there leading them is their fourth-year quarterback.
His ability to adjust on the fly is almost unmatched in the game right now because it leads to a couple of snaps per game where you just sit back and ask yourself, how did he pull that off? Opponents can practice and prepare each and every week all they want. This guy, he is hard to corral.
That's good for a Las Vegas first down.
Here we go, Shaq.
First and 10 at the 41-yard line.
They'll run for the first time with Ashton Jeanty. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there.
Right at the line of scrimmage.
No gain on the play. It'll be second down.
Second and 10 at the 41-yard line.
He'll drop to throw. That's complete to Justin Jefferson. And some room to maneuver. And down to the 20 he'll go before heading out of bounds. 39 yards the distance covered on the catch and run.
First down.
On first down, it's Jeanty. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. A terrific opening drive has them knocking on the door, first and goal.
Raiders, first down.
Jeanty going to be stopped before he can get moving forward as he'll lose a couple back to the 5-yard line. Back at the 5-yard line now, second and goal.
Second and goal at the Commanders.
Now a shotgun snap as they'll look to throw. And that is incomplete. A lot of force bearing down on him there. He could not hang on. It's third down.
It's now third and goal.
Now back to throw. And it's caught. So they hit pay dirt, but don't count it yet. There's laundry on the field. We'll see what the penalty flag is about.
Holding offense.
So reverse the celebration. We'll see if they have something else in their bag of tricks.
And isn't that always tough to watch when they score and you see the excitement and then when they realize those points aren't going to count? Can they get it back together and find their way back to the end zone?
And he's down inside the 5 at the 4 before he's out of bounds. And now we're going to get a timeout here called by the defense. So as they talk it over, he step aside. And his kick here is good. So a long drive gets him down inside the 5, but ultimately they settle for just the field goal.
And I have to think that if maybe they were a yard closer, that would have made their decision tougher, and I think they likely would have gone for it. But in this situation, they just decided to take the 3, and I think it was a smart move.
Here are the Commanders for their first drive of the game. And a glance here at the man calling the plays under center, their 6'4" quarterback.
And the numbers were not pretty. I mean, they don't look right. When you throw 2 interceptions, no touchdown passes, there's no way to really make that work. But I thought there were a lot of positives watching his game tape. I think he's close to putting out a good performance. Let's see if he can flip those numbers around in this game. And, of course, rally his team to a win.
These are his numbers from last week's contest. 15 carries, 74 yards. Short throw taken in by Okonkwo.
And when he went over 1,000 yards last week, you know what it did for their offense? It gave them a true identity because everyone's going to talk about this. The offensive line's going to take pride in it. Of course, the guy carrying the football will. But how about the coaching staff? When they go in and talk contracts, when they talk to reporters, hey, we had a 1,000-yard rusher this year. That means something in today's NFL.
Washington going to send out their punter as he's on to punt for the first time this afternoon. Nearly a huge return, as it is. Still a really good one. 24 yards. And the Raiders will take over now, 1st and 10. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. They've got a 3-0 lead and the football as they start 1st and 10. The drive will begin with a run by Genty. Now inside the 25. And finally wrestled down at the 11. 61 yards rushing for him as he's got the afternoon off to a great start. A lot of running backs, a little bit of a disadvantage when you start talking MVP. Might not be the case this year. You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot. But what he's going to need here down the stretch this late in the season, he needs that big closing game, that game that we're all going to reflect on and go, oh, my goodness, did he put up a number, let's say, 200 plus?
2nd and 1 from the 2.
It's a gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and a yard. At the 2.
The run straight ahead with Genty. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Ashton Genty with career touchdown number 109. That ties it with Barry Sanders on the all-time NFL list. And the Raiders are able to extend their lead. Extra point right down the middle. And the lead grows to 10-0. So an early 10-0 lead for them now as they kick it away. And able to take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Commanders' offense, led by their running back, headed out for the 2nd possession. And we give you a look there at the league leaders in receiving touchdowns. You can see he's 2nd best amongst NFL running backs at this point in the season. And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it's 2nd down. Play action, now it's Daniels. Now he's going to step up and run. I guess no need to force it when you can do that instead. 1st down, 18-yard gain.
It's a gain of 18. That's good for a Washington 1st down.
Here we go, set.
1st and 10.
Off the play fake, Daniels. He's got a man, it's his fullback.
Daniels pass.
You look at this Raiders defense. They're in the spot statistically that you don't want to be in against the pass. Number 32 in the league, dead last.
Take those rankings, throw them right out the window because this is what you prepare for. This is what you practice for. This is what you think about. The ultimate test, taking out the number 1 overall offense in the league.
And he's going to have another 1st down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 31-yard line.
And the Washington 1st down.
They'll send a receiver in motion to the left. And nowhere to fit that football in. It's knocked away and incomplete.
He didn't just deny a big throw there. He broke that one up in the red zone. An excellent play, one that may help save points on the board when this drive is over.
From the shotgun, it's Daniels. Now he'll tuck this and run. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Washington. Jaden Daniels, 31 yards. And the Commanders are back within a score. Piñeiro's extra point up and good. And that'll cut it to 3, 10-7. Now after the touchdown, here's Piñeiro to kick it off. And the tackle going to be made right there at the 25-yard line. The offense for Las Vegas about set to begin the drive. This drive here beginning probably with a pair of motivated groups. Remember, the offense scored a touchdown. And their last time out, looking to repeat that in Charles' defense. They were very frustrated after giving up 6 the last time on the field.
And frankly, it's just a battle of wills in a lot of ways because you know they're both motivated. They both game plan for this drive, and they both have specific outcomes in mind. To me, it just comes down to who can execute better and which side can step up and assert its will over the other.
Second quarter from Vegas. The homestanding Raiders with a football here, as they've got it with a 1st and 10. The play action fake. They'll look to throw. Short throw caught by Bowers. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds.
13 yards.
So from the 17 now, here's a 1st and 10.
Las Vegas, 1st down.
Up the middle, it's Genty. He's down inside the 10 to the 8. And it comes on a gain of 8.
He was brought down at the 8-yard line. A gain of 9. Brings up 2nd and 1.
Ball at the 8 here for 2nd and a yard, maybe a touch less. They'll set up a throw. Out route to Jefferson, and he's got it. So the completion gets him just a yard. And that's going to make it 3rd down and less than a yard.
Brings up 3rd down.
They'll set up to throw. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Brock Bowers, his 11th touchdown of the year. And the Raiders are able to widen their advantage.
As a general rule, quarterbacks don't want to lock in on a receiver before the ball is snapped. But in this case, based on the matchup he thought he was going to get, it was favorable for his tight end. He locked in on him early and found him for a touchdown.
Luke now for the extra point. It's good to make it 17-7. So that drive spanned 5 plays. And it ends with a Las Vegas touchdown. Now after the touchdown, Luke back out to kick this one away. And he's going to be stopped cold. Good coverage there by the kick team to bring that return to an abrupt halt. Well, here we go on the next drive for Washington. A strong showing their last time out. They scored the touchdown, but Charles, they looked up, and they're still down double digits, so you feel like just to keep pace, this drive probably needs to end in the end zone as well.
Yeah, I think the best move for them is to not worry about how far they are down on the scoreboard, but to just remember the last drive and how it ended. Go ahead and try and repeat that. Then you can look at the scoreboard and see where this game is.
At the 28-yard line.
Short throw taken in by Okonkwo. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a 1st down.
A 7-yard gain. That's good for a Commanders 1st down.
They'll send a receiver here in motion right.
1st down, Commanders.
And a quick throw here, that's complete. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49.
Washington Commanders 1st down. A gain of 14. 1st down.
Throwing now is Daniels. Fair to say, hasn't been his best game throwing the football, but also not getting a lot of help out there either.
Yeah, you nailed it pretty well, you know. He's got to throw it better. Got to get more help. Obviously one that should have been caught. They got to find a way to bring those two elements together so they can make some progress in this one.
We'll see what they have drawn up here. A little bit behind the line. 12 yards needed to gain a 1st down. Here's Daniels. He's going to float this one deep right side. And unable to connect. Incomplete. And give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Washington going to send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 2nd time. And that'll skip out of bounds inside the 20 at the 17-yard line. The Raiders offense and their running back getting set for this next possession. And as a play caller, when you've got a guy who's running like this, you lean on him and your offensive line. He's had big hole after big hole to run through in this first half. They go play action here on first down. And he's going to be brought down. Back at his own 6-yard line. Well, they're in some hot water now after that sack. It's 2nd and 21. Quick hitter here, it's complete. They get 14 back, but it leads now to a 3rd down. They'll be in search of 8 yards here as they hope to convert the first down. Out of the gun now on 3rd down. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. And he's going to have the Raiders first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
1st and 10 at the 28-yard line.
Let's go.
Here's a play fake as they set up to throw. And he cannot avoid the pressure as the Washington pass rush gets home. They don't need to run another play here before the 2-minute warning. Let's see if they do it anyway. And a loose football. And it's Washington that scoops it up. And they're going to be set up in the red zone right around the 17-yard line. A lot of talk this week about ball security. In fact, they added an extra period in practice to be more secure with the ball. It didn't work out there.
Well, sometimes you just get overexcited during the game. You may all of a sudden make your catch, see some open field, and decide you're going for it. And not realizing the danger lurks while you're doing so. And there's your end result right there.
To throw is Daniels. He'll swing this out to Krosky-Merritt. And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. They had great starting position to begin the drive, and now they look up at a 3rd and 5. Daniels looking to throw. He'll try and do this himself. And he takes it in. Touchdown, Commanders. Jaden Daniels with his 2nd touchdown here in this first half. And the Commanders have cut it back within a score. Pinheiro's extra point up and good. And the lead's down to a field goal at 17-14. Now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off.
The Raiders take over.
The Raiders offense and their running back getting ready to go back to work. And here we are in the month of December with his name sitting atop the leaders in rushing yards as the season nears its end. Strong finish here in the final stretch of games could earn him the crown. Oh, this one incomplete. The pressure got to him as he released it. And it's 2nd down. Out of the gun, they'll look to throw. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts. So as they talk it over, we step aside. They'll look to throw now on first down. They'll try and set up the screen to Genty. And he goes out of bounds. It looks like right at the 50. And that's good for a pickup of 10 yards. And that'll leave him with a 2nd and just a few inches left.
10 yards.
From the midfield strike, they'll look to throw. Short throw, caught by Bowers. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with a little over 50 seconds to go in the first half. They'll look to throw again. And seeing no options, he just tosses this one away incomplete. Now that'll bring up 2nd down.
Well, they've been back on the heels a little bit here in this drive, but a chance to exhale just a little bit there with incompletion on first down. Now they have to gear up, try and get 2 more stops and escape this drive.
Well, hang on now. We're going to pause here. We've got an injured player. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. Play number 7 coming on this drive. It's 3rd and inches. They'll try to run for it with Genty. And he is going to have the Raiders first down, as that'll be a pickup of about 5 as they convert on 3rd and inches.
That's another Raiders.
And now they come up and spike it to stop the clock. Here's 2nd and 10.
Here we go.
Now they'll throw here out of the gun. And a quick throw here, that's complete. They need 2. Here's 3rd down.
That's a gain of 8. Brings up 3rd and 2.
And now the clock will stop as he's able to get up and spike it here. Tyler Loop now to try the field goal. He connected on his first. This time it's 39 yards away. And his kick is indeed good. And they stretch the lead to 6. It's 20-14 now. So they're able to win that drive with 3 points in this one-possession ball game.
And ideally, you want to end every drive with points. Most quarterbacks would tell you, let's end it with a kick, right? A PAT, that's number 1. Field goal you'll take. Punts, you really don't want to do that. In this case, they'll take the field goal and get prepared for the rest of the game.
Out there set and ready for this next drive, the Washington offense. And with 7 seconds remaining, not much time to really do anything. And defensively, they're just looking to keep him contained as they're able to get him down. So halftime here out west. Let's go east. That's where we find Scott Hansen with our EA Sports halftime
Our
report.
look around the NFL starts now. In the Pacific Northwest, the Seahawks at home to take on the visiting New York Giants. And this is the Giants running back. He's going to get in from 6 yards out. The Giants win their 3rd straight game as they get the victory today. Why don't we go over to Charm City now? Check in on the Ravens as they play host to the Minnesota Vikings. And this is Kenneth Walker. He's going to put his stamp on the game from the very outset, and there he goes. The Vikings win their 2nd straight as they get the victory here. One last one to show you, and it's in Detroit. It's the Lions taking on the New Orleans Saints. And it's Jalen Hurts. He's going to look deep and find his receiver. 30-yard touchdown. The Saints are a double-digit win team. They get their 10th victory of the season. With that, time for a look at the playoff picture. Things starting to come into focus in the NFC here in Week 16. Meanwhile, in our game, both teams have been able to move the ball effectively. It might be a question of which defense can make a stand in the second half. As we send you back out to Brandon and Charles.
Washington down on the scoreboard that they are getting the football first here, and we are back underway on EA Sports. And he'll go down as this drive will start at the 25-yard line. The Commanders' offense and their running back getting set to go once more. And he's been a tough guy to contain this year, and his numbers reflect that, as you can see right here. The Washington offense at the line and ready to roll. Well, Charles, in that first half, we saw a fair amount of offense on both sides of the football, and now the team trailing here will start with it in the 3rd quarter.
And we both know this coach pretty darn well, don't we? Because his game planning is always on point. And now that he's getting the ball to start the second half, how about all the offense that you already referenced in the first half? He'll put that all together and come out with something really strong, I believe, to get things going here in the 3rd quarter.
Wide open receiver complete. And he'll be taken down, but not before they reach the 50. And now time will be called here as Washington has an injured player down on the field. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside.
Here we go.
On first down, it's Krosky-Merritt. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
He's brought down at the
Getting had a ton of success here so far, but you get the feeling that he might be on the verge of popping one.
Yeah, even on that one, there was a little bit of a hole, but it closed there quickly at the end.
No.
Again, it's Krosky-Merritt. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage. And no more. He got maybe a half yard at most, but officially they'll be left with a 3rd and 2. So 3rd and 2. This quite possibly 4-down territory, though, if they're stopped.
Hot 70.
Now Daniels. Short throw taken in by Okonkwo. And he will be very close to a first down, but I see the closed fist of the referee, and that means 4th down. Washington going to send out their punter as he's on to kick it away. And that one will skip out of bounds as the linesman will mark this thing right at the 15-yard line. The home team's offense and their quarterback set to take the field once more. And he had it going in the first half, that's for sure. He's really had his way with his secondary. They've been powerless to stop him, and he'll look to keep it rolling right here. And he's able to force his way through one man, but he can muster only about a yard on the play. 2nd down.
17-yard line.
2nd down and 8.
On the pickup. It's 2nd and 8.
From the shotgun, he'll look to throw. Complete. Jefferson the target. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. That one good for 20 on the catch and run.
And this was a nice example of an offensive coordinator scheming his guy open. Just a little underneath route, just trying to free up some space, and it worked awfully well. Got him not just space, but plenty of room to run after the catch to pick up really nice yardage.
And they will only muster a yard here at the 38.
A gain of a yard. Brings up 2nd and 9.
2nd and 9 now. Short throw caught by Bowers. And I think we've got a hold here. It's a 5-yard pickup for the moment. Let's see what our referee says. Umpire threw the flag, usually always indicates holding, and that's what we've got.
And you know, depending on their positioning, where you are on the field, the umpires get different responsibilities, but always making sure no one's holding.
And that'll be incomplete. He took a pretty good shot as he tried to pull that one in. Couldn't hang on, 3rd down. Looking to throw. And this pass broken up. And the contact well of time there. And now 4th down.
A.J. Cole in confirmation.
Cole now on the punt, and he sends this one away. And he'll take a shot at the end of that one, and they'll begin right there. Out comes Washington's offense as they get set to take over here. And our game's hit a little bit of a lull here, a little bit of a snag. Punts on back-to-back drives.
And old-school coaches don't necessarily mind that. Didn't turn it over, right? Didn't create a big play for the other team. Right now what you're looking for is, can you gain an advantage in field position? And that's what both teams are seeking right now.
Yeah, they'll be seeking to gain that advantage here on this drive. Right off the bat, it's a first down to start the drive, 12 yards.
A gain of 12. And the
To the air goes Daniels. A short throw taken in by Okonkwo. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And that's going to bring up 2nd down.
Brings up 2nd and 3 at the 45-yard line.
On the bootleg, it's Daniels. And he finds a man in the crossing route. And he's going to have another first down as the tackle comes at the Raiders' 43.
1st and 10 at the 43-yard line.
On the draw, Krosky-Merritt. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down.
He's tackled at the 34-yard line. 8 yards on the pickup. Brings up second and 2.
They go play action. Daniels. And his throw here is incomplete.
We know it's not an easy job to go out and catch passes when people are trying to tackle you and knock the ball away. But the bottom line is, that's a pass he's got to have and a pass he should have caught.
And he's going to go down. They get to him back at the 40. Deion Henry in there to bring him down. Washington going to send out their punter as he'll punt it away for the 4th time today. And that will skip out of bounds right at about the 18-yard line. The home team's offense and their quarterback headed out for this next possession. The Las Vegas offense ready to start this next drive. No points last time out. They were forced to left sideline a dive, and it looks like he's got it. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive. First down.
First and 10 at the 34-yard line.
On the give, Genty. And running room scarce here. He's going to be stopped in his tracks at the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. Second down.
Brings up second and 10 at the 34-yard line.
They'll go again with Genty. And he'll get about 2 there to the 36.
Sometimes your crosses get challenged at times you don't want them to. They did try to stick to the running game on the first 2 plays. Didn't amount to much.
And now facing a 3rd and long at the outset of this drive. All the Commanders are going to get there as he's taken down. The defense rising to the challenge and setting him back on the sand. Before they can get the punt away, whistles as we've come to the end of the 3rd quarter of action. You are watching the NFL on EA Sports.
For the Raiders.
So they're forced to punt on 4th as this one's away. That'll be a 49-yard punt, 6 yards there on the return. And the Commanders will take over with a 1st and 10. Looking to put a drive together. The drive begins with a carry by Krosky Merritt. And he'll maneuver his way forward for about 4. Second and 6.
That's a really nice, tough run inside, and they gained 5 yards on it. And to be frank about it, most offenses don't expect to get 5 yards on a play call like that. So when they do, they go back to their home with a little pep in their steps. They're starting to think that they're starting to dominate the line of scrimmage.
They'll say no gain on the play there, and now it'll be 3rd down. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks.
Come on, come on.
In motion, the tight end. From the gun on 3rd down. Daniels got his man, and that's the rookie 4th-round pick. And he's going to have a Commander's first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
First and 10 at the 49-yard line.
Daniels with a give to Krosky Merritt. Down the sideline he goes. Touchdown, Washington. Ja'Cory Krosky Merritt, his 16th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Commanders are an extra point away from going back on top here in the 4th. A very important extra point there, up and good. And they have taken the lead here in this 4th quarter. And now after the touchdown, here's Pinheiro to kick it off. And he's up across the 25 and down at the 28. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. The Raider offense set to get this drive started. And now they'll look to answer working from behind. And remember, this offense has sputtered yet to score here in the second half. They'll need to change that here.
Brings up
second and 9. Back to throw here. That's into the hands of his tight end Bowers. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. That'll wind up a gain of 27 on the catch and run.
And here we are in the fourth quarter, partner. To watch them drive for what would be a go-ahead touchdown. And you and I both know this is where you need a quarterback who can keep his cool back there. Not just for himself, but to keep the rest of the team relaxed too.
2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
A gain of 2. Brings up 2nd.
They'll look to throw here. Short throw caught by Bowers. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. Good work after the catch. Good to net of 23 and a first.
And it's a real luxury when you have a guy who can turn a short throw into a solid gain at any moment. Once he caught that ball, he ID'd where the open grass was and got there in a hurry to pick up a new set of downs for his offense.
Trying to run inside, but nothing there.
Brought down right at
2nd and 10.
No gain on the play. 2nd and 10. At the 18-yard line.
Back to throw. Throwing middle, and it's complete.
To number 88. That's a gain of 7. Brings up 3rd and 3.
As big of a play as we've had in this one so far. This is 3rd and 3. He'll look to throw. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And the Raiders are going to have 1st and goal as they try to finish off this drive with 6 points. They'll look to throw. And he's got it. That's good for a gain of 6. 2nd and goal. Certainly worth noting he's now 1 catch away from 600. He's at 599 in his career. They'll try to punch it in with Genty. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. 3rd down and goal coming up here.
It's 3rd down and goal to go.
They'll set up to throw. And that is caught. Touchdown, Raiders. A great effort there. His 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Raiders answer back with a touchdown of their own to take a fourth quarter lead. And he will get into the end zone for the 2 points, and that helps. That gives them a 7-point lead. And so they run it in on the 2-point try. And so often, Charles, we talk about from the offense's perspective what you do on the 2-point conversion. How about the defense? How do they play run versus pass?
It's really difficult for them because I think most teams want to play for the pass. That's what they see most teams do. And so are you able to mass enough people inside if the team decides to run it? Very difficult. I think what you're seeing a lot more now, people blitzing the 2-point conversion. They want you to make a quick decision and make it right now.
There, the offense wins the battle for 2. That'll be complete to Okonkwo. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. We've got a 1-score game with inside of 2 minutes remaining. They'll come up now. This is 2nd and long. They'll look to throw. He finds his man complete. It's Chapman. And he's upended at the 33 following a good pickup of 8-yard gain on the Washington now going to use the first of their 3 timeouts. That'll leave them with 2 remaining. We'll be back after this. Back to throw. Setting up the screen, Krosky Merritt. And he will lose yardage here to the 31-yard line.
Oh, I know it goes against the grain here. It totally goes against it, but you've got to drop the ball in that situation. He makes a catch, but he loses yards and doesn't get out of bounds.
Will the defense pressure or sit back? Here's 4th and 5. Now a desperation throw deep downfield. And it's incomplete. They cannot convert, and they turn it over. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Raiders with the football now in excellent field position. And he gets forward up the middle, but only for a couple. That'll be 2nd down. The Commanders going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they'll talk things over prior to this upcoming 2nd down play. He's going to get it again. Just looking to get forward and protect the ball. Now Washington going to go ahead and use their final timeout.
That's a gain of 3.
As he'll get it with still a minute 20 left to go in the game.
Let's go.
On third down, here's Genty. And he's going to have it away with first down. And that should be the one that finishes the script here.
And the Raider first down. First and 10 at the 18-yard line.
So he'll take a knee here to wrap this one up, and he's going to want to keep that game ball. He was sensational. What a ball game this was. What an atmosphere this was. And the home team getting the late touchdown, getting the victory, and now everybody in this building can file away with smiles on their faces.
And what do real estate people tell us all the time? It's location, location, location. So being at home, that can be a big deal because, remember, they were down to their final chance to retake the lead. That home field advantage, I think it helped fuel all of what happened for them down the stretch. A huge win.
So for Las Vegas, it's a big win here as they move to 11-4 now in the year. And they will hit the road next week. Meanwhile, for Washington, it's a bad time of year to take a loss like this as they drop to 10-5. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at home next week. So for our entire crew, alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Thanks for watching, everybody. We'll see you next time.